Hello again, this is Gray Phantom 1000, and in this video I am going to be doing a review for the Master Grade Wing Gundam. This is going to be the first of a two-part review. On the second part I'm going to be showing off its inner frame and the transformation sequence. In this video, however, I'll be showing off its articulation and accessories that it comes with. So right off the bat, if you've never purchased this kit before, I highly recommend that you do so. I was very excited before I got the kit, had been looking a lot into it, and after I was finished with it, I was not disappointed. It is a little bit smaller than some of the master grades I've been working on, but that's okay. For like a comparison, I could show you the GM Sniper that I've been working on, and you can see it's a little bit shorter. It doesn't have quite the amount of girth, I guess you could say, compared to some of the other master grades, but it's still a very fun kit. Now for our articulation, we'll start with the head can rotate 360 degrees, and in addition to that, it has a joint down here in the chest as well as one up in the head, and can actually bend up pretty well compared to some other kits that I've worked on before. It can move about that far forward and come back. And when you go to rotate the head for the transformation, it's kind of important. I've been finding that you could have the head moved further up and it doesn't want to twist very well. So you always want to make sure it's pushed a little further back, and then it can rotate much more freely. The shoulder can rotate 360 degrees. It can rotate 360 right below the shoulder. The arm at the elbow can bend about that far before the claw here gets in the way. You can pull the claw forward a little bit and get some more movement out of it. The hands can rotate 360. They're just on a ball joint. One of my complaints about this kit actually are the hands. This is the style of hand where you pull the fist out and replace it with a different hand. For example, the trigger finger over here on this hand. And then there is another hand as well that you can put in place that holds the beam saber. And what I'm talking about, let me see if I can pull this off for you. We'll just take the hand off and I'll show you. So this is the hand for the kit, and you remove this part of the hand. This stays on the kit, and then you replace it with a different style hand, which means that the hand or the fingers themselves aren't posable. You have to replace them for a different part if you want to pose it a different way, which I don't really like. I kind of felt like that was a letdown almost when I work on other master grades that have a posable thumb, index finger, and then you can cut the three fingers here, which have their own individual ball joints in the hand. I kind of enjoy that a little bit better, but that's what it came with, and I don't know. I just wish it was something different, but that's okay. Moving down, the waist can rotate 360 degrees. You just have to kind of pull it out a little bit before you do so. Push that back together. The side skirts here don't move left or right. They, we'll get that out of the way. They don't move left or right. They can move up and down, and they are on a hinge, which is for the transformation. The side or front skirts here can move up about that far and have a little bit of play in them this way. The legs are on a peg joint, which at first I was really disappointed with because I didn't have it inserted all the way and the legs kept falling out. So if you're having that problem, you need to push harder to get it to click into place. The leg can come out about that far. It can come this far back where it will eventually hit this back skirt. The back skirt can go up about that far letting the leg come back about that far. The knee is a double jointed knee. It can bend about that far before it hits the thruster, which is still pretty good. The legs, or the feet themselves, are on a double joint. They can move down about that far. They can move up about that far, not very far back, and they are at a hinge right here in the middle to allow them to close. Again, that's for the transformation. There is a cockpit hatch on this guy, and it can be accessed two different ways. The first way is to pull the chest forward, which you can then open it up and slide this bottom piece down, and then look in there and see the pilot. Let me see if I can move my light a little bit here. You can kind of see him in there now. The second way that you can choose to display it if you want the cockpit hatch open is right here. There's another hatch, if I can get it open, which will open a smaller kind of door hatch, and then you just close this back down and push it back in place, and then now it looks something more like what you would have seen in the anime. So go ahead and get that closed. Alright, and now we'll get onto the wings, which are very nice. If you've built the 1:144 scale no grade, they kind of left something to be desired, but that was my first model kit and I liked it a lot. These are pretty nice though. They are on a joint back here that will let them move like this. It can also hinge and allow it to come up about like that. The wing itself is split up into three separate pieces. You have the first part here, which is red, the second part right here, and the last part. And you can pull it open about like that, and then you can pull the entire thing up to about like that. And it's kind of having a hard time fitting in the camera, but you can see that the wing will go up quite a ways. Now, in the anime, I don't remember seeing this right here. And in any picture I've ever seen, I don't ever remember seeing that there either. But it's kind of okay. It has a small amount of just a different kind of touch to it, I guess, really. Anyways, I think that does it for about the wings. The wings themselves even have a small amount of inner frame to them. So I think that'll do it for the articulation. Now for the accessories the kit comes with. First off, it has its trademark beam rifle, which is kind of neat. It actually adds a small amount of articulation to it that previously in the other kits that it came with didn't have. The barrel right here can break, and then these three little energy packs, I guess, can come out, which you never really saw in the anime, but I remember reading somewhere that it said it could only fire this thing 3 times, so I'm assuming that it would have replaced those when it wanted to fire it more. The handle can move down inside of the gun, and that's for the transformation that you'll see in part 2. There is a lot of detail to the gun. It does look really nice, so I enjoyed that. It also comes with its shield. The shield has 2 mechanisms in it for holding it. The first one is a handle that pops out that it can grasp. The second part is this guy here that has a clip in it that can peg into the back of the arm. And then the back of the arm, there's the hole right there for it to do that. The shield also can break in the middle. And when it breaks, it pops the beam saber out. And it's actually on a little mechanism that when you break the shield open, it pushes the beam saber out and makes it a little bit easier for you to grasp. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was something a little different that hadn't been done yet. Actually, I'll just leave that out. Another thing is when it breaks, you'll see the fin right here kind of pull down. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then it also does come with the beam saber and a green beam to go with it. Now, one of the things that kind of, I guess, let me down. Let me see, why isn't that one going there? One of the things that I kind of felt let down with this kit is I remember in the anime when they would slash it, sometimes that it would have a curve to it. But when they were just holding them, it never really was curved. And yet this one has a curve to it. So that was kind of a little letdown, but what are you going to do? It's still pretty cool. It's still a nice long beam, and it looks pretty good. So I think that's going to do it for part one. Again, I highly recommend this kit if you haven't bought it. In part two, I'm going to go over the transformation process into bird mode, and then I'll show a short little clip of the inner frame. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you at the next video.